17 of 30 days of real estate content. My name is John Olesa and I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited. Thank you for joining me in this live and for joining me in the live Facebook broadcast over the last 16 days. I've shared so much on real estate in Nigeria, and you can catch it all up on my Facebook page here, and much more importantly on my YouTube page. You can get it on my YouTube page. Today I'm going to be talking about a different aspect of real estate, which is the last I'm going to do. I've spoken on about 11 areas so far. I've spoken on property brokerage, I've spoken on real estate investment trust, property management, property yearly rentals, I've spoken on property media, property technology, I've spoken on off-plan, I've spoken on about 11 as we speak, and you can catch it all on my YouTube page. Today I'm going to be speaking on the 12th and the last for my end on the real estate sector in Nigeria, a way you can make money in real estate in Nigeria. And today I'll be speaking on property development. Property development. So property development simply means increasing the value of a bare land by constructing on it, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial, or restructuring an already existing property. In today's live, I'm going to be talking on property development, especially as it relates to residential property. Yes, as it relates to residential property. I need to know that property development of all the different sectors of real estate is the most financially demanding. Yes, property development is for the big boys, the ones who have the money or can raise the money. It has to do with the constructions, whether it's bungalows, whether it's terrace apartments, semi-detached apartment, fully detached, whether it's block or flat, whether it's high-rise building, whatever it is. That's what property development involves, and it's a very good one and profitable one if you know how to get it right. So I said property development is one of the most capital intensive, and you want to go into property development. Remember, in property development, you need so many people on your team. You need the architects, you need the builders, you need the surveyors, whether land surveyors, whether quantity surveyors, whether estate surveyors. You will need the masons, the electricians. You even need the lawyers and accountants at a point in time. So property development is real big work. It's real big work, and you will need all these people. Now you want to go into property development and you need funds, and you say, how can I do this? There are 6 ways that you can do it. And in my book, How to Make Money in Real Estate in Nigeria, I share them. And today I'm going to be sharing a few of them with you. Now, you're a property developer. The first way you can raise funds is by off-plan funding. Now, if you go back to my video some days ago, I spoke from the part of the investor, how you can invest in real estate and have a property through off-plan. Now, I'm speaking now from the point of view of the property developer. You need funds to build to do your project. You can do off-plan. Off-plan simply means getting funds from investors or proposed buyers even before you start construction. You show them the plan, you show them what you will construct, you tell them the time frame it will take, and give them the opportunity to key in at that point in time and spread payment over a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. It depends on you. So as a property developer, it's a win-win for you in that you'll be using the funds that the investor or the client or the buyer gives you to start the building, right? That's the win for you. So you don't have to use your personal funds. You're using the funds of the buyer to build for them with a little markup. Now, this downside to that is because you're not using your own funds, you have to sell to them at a lower price, even though it will still be profitable for you. For the buyer, they are getting it at a lower price. It's a benefit for them, right? So that is it. Off plan, you get funds from the buyers before you start constructing, and give them the opportunity to spread payment over a period of time. So that is the first way you can raise funds. The second way you can raise funds is through what we call joint venture development. Now, in a joint venture, you as the property developer, you have the funds, but you do not have the land because you know you need to build on a land. You now look for someone who has a land in a very strategic location, because location is very key. Location can be the difference between a successful or failed property development. So you meet or you partner with an owner of land, you do a joint venture, you would explain the terms, agree on the terms, your lawyer drafts the terms, and you can have a sharing formula of 60, 40, 50, 50. Sometimes the joint venture the landowner might require premium, especially if the land is in a very stressed location. But if you're a developer with great reputation and you have a reputation for succeeding in development projects, it might remove the need for premium. So in JV, the landowner brings the land, you bring the funds. So the funds you would have ordinarily invested in buying the land are taken away. So let's say the whole project is a 500 million naira project, and the cost of land ordinarily would have been 150 million naira. By getting a JV, you have already removed the cost of the land, right? So you just know you need 350 million to do the construction. So you see, joint venture is a good way to raise funds, or is a good way to reduce funds for your property development. That's the second one. The third one I want to talk about is bank loans. Yeah, you get loans whether from commercial banks or from mortgage banks. It's a very good way to raise funds. I know at a point in time, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria was giving property developers development loans, and they give it at a single digit rate. So bank loans are a very good way to raise funds for your property development, whether they come from commercial bank or mortgage bank. So bank loans are the third way. The fourth way I want to talk about is private equity or venture capital. You go and meet a private investor and need so amount, and they have equity in the project. And the good thing about having such private investors or venture capitalists is that they bring industry knowledge. Many times they know so much about the industry and they can guide you and assist you. So that's a good way for you to be able to raise funds. The fifth one is crowdfunding. Yes, you might be surprised. So if you have a crowdfunding platform, which first of all is approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC in Nigeria, you can raise funds. It's a very good way. I remember sometime in 2024 or so, I was part of those who pulled funds together for a property development company. They were raising funds from that crowdfunding app. They needed about 10 million and they gave it 25% in a year. And I put funds and I got it. So there's so many ways to get it. Crowdfunding is one of them, which so many people do not know. But it must be registered and approved by SEC to be able to do so. So crowdfunding gives so many people who do not have the millions to invest the opportunity to bring a 10,000, 100,000, 1 million and put it together towards the property development. And when you sell, they get their money back with an interest. And the last but not the least way to raise funds as a property developer is through real estate investment trust or through the stock exchange. For that to happen, you must be a public limited company that has the ability to raise funds from the public. And what you give the public in exchange for the funds is shares. They get shares, they become shareholders in your company. And when the construction is over or you have other projects, you are a going concern. You do not repay them back that they put 1 million, they get back 1 million. No, they become part owners of your company, being shareholders, and you repay them with dividends when you declare your profits. So through real estate investment trust, by being a public limited company, is another way to raise funds. So those are the 6 ways. Now let me quickly share, in conclusion, success tips for being a property developer. The first thing you need to do is market research and financial feasibility. You want to sit down and count the cost before you start constructing. And you want to be able to forecast any unforeseen circumstance that can happen, that can delay. It's very important to know that you can prepare your profit margin, know whether the project, if you embark upon it, will succeed. Not that you start up, you under budget, you now get in there based on your under budgeting, you give it at a low price, people subscribe, you cannot now deliver. It will be an issue. So in market research and financial feasibility, you are looking at good location, you are looking at the cost of construction, you are looking at the cost of land, you're taking into consideration the taxes you pay, the government levies, the cost of construction, everything needed, so that you do not start the project and then get stuck. So that you don't start the project and then get stuck. So financial market research and financial feasibility is very important. The next thing you need to do to succeed is regulatory compliance. If you are here in Abuja, you're starting a project, you need to get the building approval plan from the development control, the FCD. You need to be able to align with tax payment. Your books need to be all right. Regulatory compliance is key. Because if you do not comply with regulations, if you do not comply with government policies, sometimes I see during construction site, they are building and the development control comes and puts the X sign. X sign. That means they've breached some of the government compliance regulations. So you need to be very attentive to regulatory compliance during your property development project. It is highly important, very important. The third thing you need to do, and I'm saying this thing so quickly, you can get so much more of it in my book, How to Make Money in Real Estate in Nigeria, which is available on Seller. Third thing you need to do is social and environmental impact assessment. Social impact assessment, you want to know how the project will affect the livelihood of people in that place. Would they lose their jobs? Would they lose their livelihood? Would they be displaced? You want to consider it, the social impact assessment of the project you want to do. Environmental impact assessment, would the project affect the environment positively or negatively? It's very important. There are laws in Nigeria that back this up, the Environmental Impact Assessment Act. You need to go through it and be sure you align with it, so that your project that is meant to be a beneficial project both to you and the community will not become otherwise, so that you do not start the project and you start getting resistance from the community. So it's very important that you do social and environmental impact assessment. And the last but not the least is marketing and sales. You've done all this. You've done your feasibility, financial feasibility and market research. You're abiding with regulatory rules and regulations. That's regulatory compliance. You've done your social and environmental impact assessment, and you are building. Now is marketing and sales. You do not start selling when you have finished selling the property. So you do not start selling when you have completed building the property. Your marketing and sales should even start from the beginning. So that's the way you get funds to build through off plan. So you need to start marketing and selling it, so that sometimes even before you finish building, it's already sold out. Yes, I know people, construction companies like that, development companies like that. Before the project is even completed, they are totally sold out. So they've cracked their code. So what are the different methodologies? What are the different ways you can utilize in selling? I would say the lowest and cheapest way to do that is by before I talk about social media, the lowest and easiest way is by using property brokers, property brokerage companies. Yes. With property brokerage companies, you do not even incur any cost. You give it to them, and it's upon their selling that you now give them a commission, a 2.5%, a 5% commission. So that is it with property brokerage companies, and there's so many of them. You see them with so much agility pushing your product. So it's very good to work with property brokerage companies. That's the first way to sell. You can also utilize social media, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, giving live updates on your development, right from the point that the land is being cleared to laying the foundation, the DPC. That way you're using social media to market. People are seeing you every week, every month, giving update. It gives much more credibility to your project. So it's very, very important. Then you can also utilize other ones like billboards. Billboards, though old-fashioned, they still work. And you know so many real estate companies here in Abuja that utilize billboards, large billboards everywhere. So you're going to work, you're seeing the billboard, customers are seeing it. So billboards are a very good way. Radio and television are still good. They may seem old-fashioned, but they still bring about the desired result. You can also use newspapers, you can use magazines, you can use email marketing. You can also do open houses, open house launches, where you invite people to come and see your project. So the list of means to advertise your project is not exhaustive. You can use as many as possible, but all aimed at making your project successful. So this is why I'm stopping today on the different sectors of real estate in Nigeria and how you can make money through them. By God's grace, tomorrow I will start talking about different aspects of real estate, how not to lose money in real estate, how to avoid real estate scam. You know, I've been talking of how to make money. I will now talk about how not to lose money through real estate scam. My name is John Olisa and I'm the CEO of Red Diamond Properties Limited. We're a property development company and we recently launched our first estate in Kuje, Abuja, Genesis Court. With 200 square meters going for 1.5 million, you can build a 3-bedroom terrace duplex. With 300 square meters going for 2.2 million, you can build a 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex. With 400 square meters going for 3 million, you can build a 5-bedroom fully detached duplex. While with 1,000 square meters going for 7 million, you can build a block of flats, 6 units, consisting of 2 units each of 1, 2, 3 bedroom flats. For more information, you can contact us on +234 813 799 0792. I go again, +234 813 799 0792. And you can send us an email at reddiamondproperties10@gmail.com. reddiamondproperties10@gmail.com. Thank you for staying with me over the last 17 days on real estate content in Nigeria. For those of you who could not join the live today, this video is going to be put on my YouTube page, so you can go to watch it there. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Remember, the most important rule of investment is to invest money first in acquiring knowledge about the investment before investing money in the investment. And I'm not charging you for this. I'm giving you free value and knowledge on Nigerian real estate. So watch, like, comment, share, reach out to me. So thank you so very much for joining me in today's live. I appreciate you. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening and goodbye.